Okay, it's now 7 o'clock. Let's call this meeting to order. Let's bow for invocation. Dear God, our Father in heaven, once again, we're grateful and thankful for your blessings upon our town. We thank you for all that you're doing for us, the renovations that are taking place, the clearing of our property. Thank you for giving us guidance, Lord, and helping us to make good decisions. And even tonight, Lord, all the decisions that we make, we pray that your guidance would be with us. We ask these blessings and favors in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Mr. Hanson, would you give us a roll call, please?
Absolutely. Mayor Black?
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Morton? Present. Commissioner Connor?
Present.
Commissioner Laws? Present. Commissioner Locklear?
Present.
And Commissioner Morton? Here.
All right, now, next item on the agenda, adoption of the agenda tonight. Do we have any changes we'd like to make to the agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to table item 14 in new business to further
Okay, to another meeting?
discussion with the town manager and clarity.
All right. Any others? Mr. Laws, you have a change order you'd like to make, wouldn't
I'd like to add closed session to the agenda.
you? All right, closed session to the agenda. We'll put that on item number 18, and we'll
Second on
put
that?
19 on the vote. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We got a second, all in favor? So carried. All right, next item will be comments from attendees. Do we have anybody sign up?
I think we just kind of said if anybody wants to, they're welcome to come up to
All
the
right, so-
podium and speak.
Seeing that we don't have any sign-ups, we have an invite for anybody that wants to come up and speak for 3 minutes. Just state your name, your address, and give us what information you want to share with us.
Vicky Bischoff, my name.
Yeah.
Live on Ryan Circle. And the two houses straight across from me are horrible. The yards are such a mess. We have called. I've called code enforcement. They've got a sign in the yard now. And I know that one of the neighbors up the street just left with a load of stuff on the back of his truck. But the people that live there, I'm sure if y'all aren't familiar with them, I know the cops are. There's no power, there's no water. I don't know what I know they go next door to the cousin's house for showers, because I've seen them coming back, you know, carrying towels and stuff. But the yards are a mess. That's, I'm trying to remember the address. I think it's 405 and 407.
Both houses speaking.
Both houses are horrible. I know last summer that, I don't even know who all it was because I was out of town, but I know somebody came in and the girl went to the hospital, well, a woman, she went to the hospital, and while she was gone, because you couldn't even get in her door, she had so much stuff. It hoarder house to the extreme, and everything's rolled over into the yard, and the yard's back in a mess again. Her house, I don't even care what the inside looks like. I just know if I tried to sell my house, I couldn't. Because I had people come out and get a trampoline from my backyard about a month ago, and the man's like, how in the world do you live across from this? I said, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because I've called and called, and they ain't.
What did code enforcement tell you?
They come out and talk to her, and when they come out and talk, the guy's like, I don't even know who owns this house. Well, he knows
Is
his
it a
grandma.
rental house?
No, his grandma owned the house,
Oh,
and she passed, and
they just moved
they
in.
just moved in, so.
What is the address again?
It's either 405 or 407,
What street?
Ryan Circle.
Ryan Circle.
How recent did you contact code enforcement?
Probably about 8 weeks ago. I think was about the last time. And they, like I said, he come out and he talked to him. And Clifford's like, I don't even know who owns this house. I mean, come on, common sense.
I'm familiar who you're talking with. They
Yeah.
said they didn't know who owned
They
the
said
house.
they don't know who owns the house. You ain't living somewhere where you don't even know who owns the house. I mean, come on, people. That, it's a mess. And Clifford and his girlfriend are fussing, cussing. I talked to, because I live right beside the church. And one of the ladies from the church called me today and asked me if I knew anything about whether they was gonna do anything across the street or not. And, I said, yeah, I told her I planned on coming to the meeting tonight and talk and see if anybody can do anything, because it's terrible. And the other house, she told me that she has rats and snakes in the house, and like, I'm scared to go to the mailbox, because my mailbox is on that side of the road right beside her house. And I don't do rats and snakes. I don't do spiders and bugs, period, but rats and snakes especially. But it'd just be really good if somebody could get something done.
Well, if he's put a sign in the yard, it means he's trying to contact the owner. I've noticed throughout the town,
Yeah,
there's several houses that has the signs in the yard.
the house, it's like, I'm 410, the house next door is 412. My granddaughter lives in the house next door. And then the other two houses, they're in bad shape too. There's nobody lived in, I don't know if it's 414 or what the house number is, but the Gibsons owned it years and years ago. And it's been, I'd say probably 2011 since anybody's lived there. And you can look through the window and see bamboo growing up through the inside the house.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's the view that my granddaughter has when she looks out her bedroom window, is all of this over here. And they come out and cut the grass in the front every once in a while, but they do absolutely nothing to the back. So I mean, I'm ashamed to tell somebody where I live, because it's like, holy crap, you have to live across from this? Well, you know, it'd be really good if somebody could get something done.
We do have a new code enforcement. I think he's doing a good job, so it's just a matter of time.
Well, how much time did it take? Because that sign was in the yard, it's been out there for over 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, he's trying to contact the landowners, homeowners. And once he gets them contacted, then he's gonna negotiate some kind of, either sell it, clean it up, or.
They tore the house down years ago, back in the 70s,
Take
and
them down.
condemned it. And I can't believe it's still standing now. I mean, there's, windows are out of it,
Yeah.
and the back looks even worse than the front. And the only reason I know that, because my granddaughter's a little young, you know. These younger people don't know how to do all that stuff. And it's even worse in the back than the front.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
it'd
well,
just be really good if they could get something cleaned up.
If you hadn't heard anything, come back next month. Maybe squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Well, I know how to run my mouth, that's correct.
all right, thank you. All right, someone else would like to come up and speak?
My name is Sherry Corna. I live on Ryan Circle also. And that is a mess. I mean, you can't even walk around the street. It smells to walk by there. It stinks. And then there's another house right below. We have 3 new houses up there.
Right.
The house right next to there, that's had a sign on the car. I don't know if the car is still there. And now it's got a sign in the yard. And nobody's been there for years. And it's just, it needs to be torn down. It's stupid that they just stand there. Anyways, I want to know about the water bill. They said that I ran, what did they tell me? 800 gallons of water in one night. I think it was 800 gallons. Let me think. No, it wasn't. It was, I'm sorry. It was about 36 gallons in one day. 35. Yeah, about 35 gallons. That maybe my toilet was running or something, and they gave me a graph that showed me exactly when it started and when it stopped. But, I mean, I would have noticed if my toilet was running. I'm up several, I have my mother living with me also, and both of us, our bathrooms were up all night to go to the bath, you know, when you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And we would hear it.
And it was 36 gallons?
Yes, 36 gallons in one night. And that's, I mean, when you have the trapper door on in the tank in the tub, how can that much water get out in a night?
Sometimes you cannot hear the toilet running. The
Okay.
suggestion I would give you is put food coloring in your water in your tank. And just come in, if your bowl's got food coloring in it, you know your toilet's running. It'll have a steady leak that you won't hear unless the flat's hung wide open. That's the only way you'll hear the tank running. If you put food coloring in it, it'll show up in your bowl. And then you know your flat's bad and you gotta get a new flat put in.
Okay.
But especially if you've been flushed and it stopped, it may have resealed itself. But that'd be my suggestion to you to do that. And that way you figure out if it is running or not.
Okay. Another thing I want to know about the water drain off. My yard is a river. And when I went to ask them about it at the town hall over here, they told me to have a French drain put in. I would French drain my whole yard if that's the case, because it all goes into my yard. I live across from Derek Alexander, if y'all know where he lives, and you know I live in a bowl. So, just, you know, if somebody could just come over and look at it and give me options of what I can do without it breaking my bank, and get a little help from y'all maybe. Because I do have one of them concrete slabs, you know, where I have a water drainage thing, and I called them up, or they came to me one time because they told me there was a trash can stuck inside of there. And there wasn't no trash can stuck inside. I don't know what they were talking about, because this is your circle. It's filled up to dirt with like 2/3 of the way with dirt. The trash can couldn't fit in there. So I don't know what they were talking about. So I told them, I said, well, why don't you do something about this? It's going right down on my property. You know, I thought maybe put some rocks or something. Well, they come and they rerouted it from where it comes, some of it comes down there, over here into my woods, where it comes right back around to where it, you know, where it started up here and would have gone down here. It came right back around. So, I mean, I see that you go around and you put these big rocks where you have the, what do you call them?
Culverts,
The drainage parts with the concrete slabs and stuff.
storm drains,
Yeah,
storm drain
put some
culverts.
rocks in there, clean it up, do something, and give me some options.
And what's your
Ideas.
address again?
Ideas, 516, Ryan. I mean, I'm always working in my yard, trying to figure out what the hell to do.
Okay, we'll see if we can
That's the
get,
boss man down there, and he'll make sure the proper people get the information.
Okay. I mean, it's bad, and they tell me, put a French drain in. If I put a French drain in, or if I do something that I think is good, but I'm making it worse for the next person, over there it's a domino reaction. What I do is gonna affect the next person.
Is
And
there
then
somebody lower than you?
they're next to me, but it's their backyard. I mean, my water comes down over here, it goes right down my backyard, it goes into theirs. It comes down on this side of my house, it goes down there too. It comes down my driveway, the same thing, into my backyard. I mean, it's wearing my yard away.
so the drain that's in your yard is not effective? The water's not going into it, is that what you're saying?
What do you mean?
You said you
The
had a-
drain, over there that I'm talking about with
You had
this?
a culvert, you said that they had
Yeah. I don't think it goes there.
The water don't drain into it?
No, it drains down my yard. That's not, that's even like higher probably. I don't think it goes, but it all ends up on that.
Yeah.
And I just had, oh gosh, I had great big trees there. I don't know if anybody knows about them, but I just had them cut last year. And it might be making it better because I do have grass growing. And I always think if my grass is thick, it's gonna want water. And when it comes down, it's gonna kind of suck it up instead of letting it drain down. So that's a good thing. But just if somebody could come over and give me some ideas or help me do something.
All right. We'll see if we can get Public Works out there and look at it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Something else. Can I say something else?
If she can say something. Sure.
The water stuff, it's all around the circle, 'cause I'm on the low part of the circle.
You need to come, Vicki, you need to come up to the mic.
I'm down on the other side. So when you're coming down, you go straight down, and this is the low part of the circle, this is the high part. We had a French drain put in over the summer, and the water, there's still so much coming through till it's flooding over the French drain. And the whole side of my yard that faces the church, my fence is giving way because the water's washing everything away. And we've been complaining about, I've been living down there since I was a kid. And people's complaining, ain't never been anything done about the water situation.
Nobody has come and tried anything?
Not to my knowledge. They
Everything
sure ain't
you've had
knocked
to
on
do
my
on your
door.
own? You've had to come up with it on your own, like the French drains and all that? You
We
can.
were trying to figure, because all the water was running under the house. We had the under the house, fixed with the waterproofing and all that, but it wasn't doing any good. And even with the French drain, like I said, the water's still, I know we've had a extra rainy season for the last couple months, but it washed part of the French drain away, actually.
But you haven't had anybody from the town to come?
Never.
Okay.
No. I know the people that lived on the other side of the church, they complained all the time too. Becky in Kirk Village. I know somebody's familiar with her name because Becky was up here all the time complaining.
That's tough.
But that's the whole circle's got the drainage problem, not just one house, it's the whole circle.
I understand.
All right.
That's tough.
All right, anybody else want to come up and speak from the audience?
My name's Rick Benfield. I live at 1316 Branch Street, right behind Warwick School. Y'all know the area pretty well, and you fix to know who I'm talking about, because every police officer, Jimmy, the whole force knows who I'm talking about. He's a drug addict. His mom bails him out, and she needs to be locked up, because she bails him out every time he does something. And he's got different girls come by there. I've had to call the police officers out there numbers of times because they'll get out in the street screaming and hollering, cussing one another. They did it last week. They did the week before that. Hate to have to keep calling them when they're doing it. And they come out there one time, made her leave. Well, she come back right at the end of the day. And they was out there at 8 again. So I didn't call nobody that day. But his yard, just like this lady's talking about,
Right there on Branch?
on Branch.
He lives on
It's the
Branch.
first brick house after you pass the trailer park.
Okay,
Coming into where I live. I live dead end,
right.
where I live at. And it's his dad's house. And his mom lives over behind Kingsway store somewhere. And she basically enables him to do whatever he does. But I think everybody in Ranlo, junk, is brought over and thrown in his front yard. Because you need to come and look at it. And I called whoever y'all said called, and they told me they'd been out there, took pictures, and they was working on it. That's 2 months ago. And the yards look worse than, it gets, when you don't think it get worse, believe me, you can't mow the yard, you can't even weed eat his yard.
Wow.
Because there's so much junk in the yard. And the front door's out, the windows open, people out in there all the time. He's usually on a bicycle or walking, or, you know, he's always got a backpack. But, that yard, we gotta go by it every day. And I got 2 neighbors, and one of our neighbors hadn't been in there long. They moved from Charlotte. He works for the US Postal Service. And he is wanting, he was even asking if Ranlo could even put a wall up
Yeah.
between his property and this, and Derek's house. Derek Hardgrove. Everybody knows the Hardgroves. That's where they all grew up and raised, right there. They built them 3 houses, and, even one we live in. We've been there 25 years.
Now, he doesn't have a wildlife sign out front, does he?
No,
That's what I was
I
saying.
think he has a sign that says, dump your junk here.
What made you ask about the wildlife?
We have another individual that's let their yard grow up and they got a wildlife sign. They're a natural wildlife refuge.
Is
I
that
don't
on
think-
Branch Street too? Is that on Branch Street?
Branch Street.
The one with the wildlife
No,
sign?
it's on
Branch?
Sunset.
Sunset.
Okay, I'm just trying.
But anyway, we've been trying to get that thing cleaned up, and I think one of the ways to do it is for y'all to get a dumpster brought out there, a roll-off dumpster, get a couple inmates or whoever y'all use, clean it up, and then bill his mama. That's the only way you're gonna put a stop to it, because he's not gonna stop it. And I don't know what y'all gonna do about the raising King and the cussing and all that carrying on, because he does it all the time. Jimmy for me, they locked him up 2 weeks ago for something similar to that.
Right.
But he laughs at the officers. He walked by and says, see you next time. Because his mom bails him out before they can even get the paperwork filled out. And his dad lives in Greenville, South Carolina, that owns the house. He's a over-the-road truck driver,
Who's over, the dad?
his dad.
Okay.
Yeah. And see, at one time, he went with his dad truck driving school, got his CDL. Lasted 1 month, he got busted for dope. You get busted for dope in a big rig, you lose your CDLs forever. It's not it's a one-time thing. But, you know, it's devaluing, just
Your
like this
property,
lady.
your
It's
property.
devaluing everybody's property on that street. And then that couple live next door to him, gotta put up with that every day. I mean, they right there. And they gotta put up with that every day, and then we gotta put up with it every time we come out and in there. And then when I called, whoever y'all said called, they said, well, we've been out there, took pictures. We're in the process of doing something about it. That's been over 2 months ago.
Yeah.
How long you been dealing with this?
Hit that place?
Yeah.
Oh, how long has it been like that?
Like
20
years?
Well, we
20
just,
Did
years?
she say 20 years?
At least,
Well, at least 10,
at least 10, past 10.
ever since Donna moved.
He-
And he's like
was
Otis,
married.
he's like Otis with the police department.
Well, he pretty much, they know him real well by
Okay.
sight, name. Him and his wife, when we moved there, that was the prettiest place on the street, really. His mother kept that place immaculate because they were together, him and his bad mom. And, but since they moved, they split up and he went to Greenville. That boy has destroyed the house. He's ripped all the copper wiring out of it, sold it to buy drugs. The house it ought to be condemned.
yeah, sounds
It
like.
really ought to be condemned.
Yeah.
And, but just right out there sometime.
So it
Take a
has
look
no
at it.
power on it, huh?
You wouldn't believe it.
It comes and goes with it.
But, and he's just out and in, all hours of the night, day, night, it don't matter. And, front doors stand wide open all the time because he don't have air conditioning. He don't have, his mom pays, I guess she pays the power bill for him and the water bill, you know, because he don't work. He ain't never worked. Except one time when, like I said, he got his license to drive a truck, and then he lost them. He lost 2 of his grandpa's cars driving without license, and they got impounded, and then his grandpa couldn't get them back. His grandpa got kicked out of the trailer park because of him letting just whoever come in there. And so he went and stayed with Derek, and you wouldn't believe the filth that he let his grandpa lay on the couch and die in. I mean, his own feces and everything else. Healthcare check, come out there, check on him. That's when they found him. They had called EMTs out there, take him to the hospital. He died. Died in the hospital because of the filth. You don't care about nothing.
We do have a new, individual that takes care of this, and we have hired him. He's been on the job for about first of the summer, or late spring, first summer. And he's doing a bang up job, but you know, things don't happen overnight, so.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he is he's on top of it, I think,
Yeah.
so he's doing a good job, so.
Well, I think the thing to do, like I said, bring the roll back out there,
Yeah,
clean it up, Billy's mama, make her pay the bill, and either she'll put a stop to it or just keep paying the bill.
yeah,
It's the only way you're gonna stop it. Now, another thing, we got 2 weeks ago, and when I brought it up to Ranlo, it's kind of an argument over, well, that's county school owns that. County says that belongs to Ranlo, because it's right of way, 30 feet center road, right of way. We had a tree, big rotten tree, fell, tore all the power lines down, 2 o'clock in the morning, broke the pole off up there at the end of the Branch Street where you turn in there.
mhm,
And they got out there about 8:30 the next morning, it was 2:30 that evening before they got it all put back up. We got another one, this big, dead as a hammer, not 10 feet from that one. And if it falls, the people that live in that first trailer, they do concrete work. If it falls, somebody's gonna die.
Ooh.
Because it's big enough to take out that trailer, and it's right in line where their brand new pickup truck's at. And it needs to be took down. But a guy told me, he said, you're wasting your time because they get extra money when there's a, but the other one fell, wasn't during a storm. There wasn't a storm. I mean, it's dead silent, just like it is right now when that tree fell and tore down all the power lines. So everybody on that street, we without power from 2 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
to 2:30 that evening.
And that's
And-
still Branch Street.
Yeah, still Branch Street. It's right where you turn in, start down the valley where the drains are. And, but there's some pines that are on that bank. How in the world they stay up, I don't know. Because you can see the roots and everything else where it's washed out. But that big oak, whatever, when you turn in there, you can see all the dead limbs. And people don't know, if you let those vines grow to the top of a tree, it kills the tree.
Yeah.
And, so this one's dead. I mean, you come in there and you look at the top of it and it's all dead. So it's just a matter of time it's gonna fall.
Come down.
And it needs to be took down. And them pines need to be cut back because a lot of them are dead. But, you know, then, she talking about the storm drain runoff. I live at the top of the hill. There is no storm drains where I live. So every time it rains, everything runs in my yard. But, and I said something to them about when I paid the water bill about the amount on there for storm drain runoff. They said, well, it's only a couple of dollars. So I just let it slide. I mean, you know, I shouldn't even have to pay for that at all. Cause there is no storm drains up on that end at all. Just down that trailer park in the valley,
Excuse
bottom
me,
of the hill.
excuse
I'll
me,
leave
can I
it.
ask a question? Let me ask a question. With these bad trees on Branch Street, are these on someone's personal property or is this
They're on-
on the
well,
town?
The town says it's Gaston County School because Warwick School's right in front of me.
Okay,
They cover that whole property they actually own everything in front of that street and 12 acres down the side. Cause I'm at the dead end. They own all the way back to the next street behind me. And all the way over to, where the houses are, where the police station's at. Old police station used to be. School owns all that. So when I tried to get them trees, they'll just
so it's
say,
on their property,
it's on school property,
right?
But
But
the
they're
school-
saying it's the town of Ranlo's.
but school says it's on Ranlo right of way,
Okay.
city right of way.
Okay,
So it's like,
Pass the
one
buck.
says it's them, one doesn't says it's them. But either way, they need to be dealt with before somebody gets killed.
yeah.
Because it's a possibility and that tree falls. I mean, you know, I pray it don't. But they need to be took down. And I think it'd be wise to spend the money and take them down now as a way to, somebody dies or tears them power line down, sets somebody's house on fire. We're lucky this time. They just tore the power line down, broke one of the poles off. And they fixed it.
So is that something that the town of Ranlo needs to look into with the school system?
Yeah.
To find out who's responsible for removing these trees?
Yeah. Well, see, I called the county school, but the county school says because of the right-of-way footage that it's on, because the school has a fence, chain link fence, all the way down through there. It's on the outside next to the street. The fence is on the edge of the property of the school, all the way up to where I live at. So that's where them trees are. They're on the street side of the fence. And, I don't know how they hadn't hurt nothing. We've come home a couple of times and a couple of them big old limbs been laying on the street. But, right now, after that one fell, I'm really concerned about this one.
This brother's.
So this is dead.
And then the rain softened it up.
And it's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is big around.
Okay, well, appreciate you giving us input. We'll see if we can get, there again, Public Works out there and get their assessment
Okay.
of the situation.
And I thank them public work boys, because they come down that one side and they cut that bank, you know. I first moved there, I was doing it with a weed eater myself, and people said, you don't even be doing that. You know,
Let the town.
but I at least did it down past where I lived anyway, so. But now, y'all had, works come out there and they keep it trimmed back pretty good. I really appreciate that. And I've told those guys how much I appreciate it
Yeah.
when they're out there doing it.
All right.
So I'd appreciate if you do something about that neighbor, because I'm getting sick of looking at it.
All right, we'll check up and see where we're at on that.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience want to share some information with us? If not, let's move to the next item on the agenda. It's the adoption of the July 10th, 2025 regular meeting minutes of the board.
Make a motion to adopt.
We got a motion, we have a second.
Second.
A second, all in favor? So carried. New business, presentation of our monthly expense and financial report. Is that be you, Mr. Hanson?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. So before y'all tonight, just like we do every month, is your monthly financial overview report. Just like normal, on the first page, you have all of our accounts, all of the funds and accounts that we have here at the town, including interest that was requested, I believe, a year and a half ago, or a year ago, sorry. On the second page, you see it as an update of our current operating budget and percent spent through the percent of the fiscal year. Obviously, we are very new in the fiscal year. So this is just for you to have information only, but I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Right. Any questions from the board? The 26.62 on public works, that's due to the purchase of equipment.
Yep, so we've had a couple large things come through Public Works. So a lot of our events come out of Public Works, for example. We have, so one of the budget amendments tonight you'll see too is like an emergency pump repair. We've had to purchase some other just odds and ends. So, but we are tracking it. We look at, our finance director provides us with weekly expenditure reports that we discuss as a group during our department head meetings on Mondays.
Well, that's a quarter of the budget. Well, not quite a quarter,
Yes, sir.
end of the
Correct.
year, so.
Still confident that, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we're comfortable with it. All right, that's good, thank you. Thank you very much for that information. All right, next item on the agenda will be the Fall Festival ticket discussion. You want to take that, Mr. Hanson?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, happy to do it. So as you all know, we have a Fall Fest in September, where we normally do Friday and a Saturday. This year is no different. And this year on Saturday, we're going to have some like carnival type rides. So we're looking at lots of different options, Ferris wheel type things. We had some rides last year. We're hoping this year we'll have a better experience. We are working through all that stuff. But in talking with some of you individually, I had received some maybe just different reviews on kind of what the town was thinking as far as for the Saturday that we have the carnival rides. Is the interest of us as an organization to have tickets that children and residents have to pay for to ride the rides, or do we want to offer the rides essentially for free for our residents that just need to show up and come to the event? We had talked about some different things around sponsoring, maybe some rides to try to make up some of the offset of that cost. I've already tried to work with some of those. I haven't gotten the official answers, but I will say just a couple notes. We do have money budgeted for events, so this is part of it. It's not like we're looking for an unappropriated expenditure, if you will. This is money that we budgeted for, but I did just want to get a consensus from the board and maybe just gauge some conversation around what the will of the board is as far as essentially charge tickets to ride the rides or offer it as a free event to our residents.
I think.
I'm
Go ahead,
sorry.
Go ahead.
How are we gonna separate residents from non-residents? But I think we ought to sell tickets. That's my thought.
Sure.
We've never done, I don't wanna sound like a broke record, we've never done it before, but they've always bought tickets. I know last year was a sour grade. And, but I do think we ought to sell tickets to help offset our money.
I tend to disagree with that. I think the residents already paid for it once, so why do they have to pay for it again? You know, and there's some, I mean, I was elected to represent the people that didn't vote for me and the people that voted for me. You know, and there's people out here that can't afford to buy tickets, and I hate for the kids to ride by and see the rides out there and say, Mom, I want to go ride rides. Well, honey, we can't afford it. Do you want to eat or do you want to ride rides, you know? And I just think we budgeted for it, and the citizens or the taxpayers already paid for it, so why are we gonna turn around and say, all right, you gotta pay $10, $15 for a band to ride rides? You know, we have vendors out there, we don't charge the vendors to come set up. They make money off the town. I mean, not off the town, but off the citizens purchasing stuff. And, you know, I'm sure the other towns that have free rides for kids, that some of our citizens go there and ride. It's for the kids, you know, to have a good time. I'd rather the kids have a good time out here at the field and go do something else stupid in the town, you know, tear up stuff.
Commissioner, I don't know of any town that gives free rides.
Stanley has free rides, Loyal's is free.
For their festivals?
Yes. And I just don't agree with the double charging people for something they already paid for. That's my belief.
You're thinking of a minimum fee or
A minimum fee, yes,
just
yes.
a token? Yeah. Okay,
Can we say anything?
not at this point, thank you. Charlie, what is the amount of money that we're spending on those rides?
Yeah, so we haven't had a concrete number yet. We could spend anything from $5,000 to $30,000 if we wanted to. Obviously, we wouldn't spend that much, but it's kind of a free world of how much we want to. If I can be realistic, we have $50,000 in that line item. We've only spent, I think, about $8,000 this year so far for that, and this is one of our bigger events. So if we spent anywhere from 10 to 20 and had really nice rides like the 40-foot Ferris wheel they have available that day, to have our big Fall Fest, that's kind of what we would be thinking.
So we don't have anything concrete yet set up?
We have the date and the vendor, and they said free reign. So we're going to gauge the board's interest in this conversation to kind of drive that. If we wanted to not spend a whole lot, then it could be much smaller and fewer rides. You could spend almost as much as you could possibly think of with this group. So
I wanted to say one other thing, and that is, we need to make sure our kids have a good time. But I didn't know there was other towns. We've never done free rides. I didn't know there was other towns that did not charge. Because I think the vendor we had before did Stanley, and I know that they didn't
Stanley
give free
paid for it.
rides.
Stanley paid for it.
Pardon?
Stanley paid for it, and they opened up.
And the reason we didn't charge the vendors for setting up is because we're trying to build Milltown back up.
I have no issue without charging the vendors. All I'm saying is, our citizens that pay for it. We don't need to set a precedence that we're here to gain money off the citizens that already paid their taxes one time. If that was the case, I make a motion not even have a festival one, you know? Because if we're gonna double charge the citizens to come out and enjoy a day in Ranlo, then.
So how do you tell the residents from the non-residents?
You don't.
You don't?
You don't.
I agree with you.
I mean, I just don't think that we ought to question somebody, hey, you live in Ranlo, show your ID.
No.
And then they say, well, no, I actually live in a little, and their kids stand right beside them. Well, you can't ride, go home. You know, that's not the way to be.
Yeah, I would like to see the rides be free for the kids. If anybody I think should be charged would be the vendors. And let the vendors, because they're out here to make money. They're making money. And if the kids can come free, you're more likely gonna have, hopefully, more people come to this event because the kids can ride for free. And they're gonna tend to buy the drinks and the ice cream and whatever else. And why not the vendors pay a fee? If it isn't no more than $50, why, they're making money off this. So I see the kids coming free and riding free and the vendors paying.
Yeah, I have no really issue with the vendors either getting paid or paying or not paying. They're there to make a living too. But all I'm saying is, I'm here for the citizens of Ranlo, the poor, the rich. You know, some people in certain areas of Ranlo can afford to bring their 5 kids out and buy rides. And then somebody on the other side of Ranlo can't afford that, you know? And I don't want to be judgmental and saying, all right, this is just for the people who can't afford it. I want to be for everybody in the town.
Well, water prices went up too, so people aren't happy with their water bills. We already had an increase in that. And,
Well, let's finish what we're, about the festival first. I mean,
I knew right saying this that we're not all going to agree on things, and we shouldn't all agree on things, because then we won't have a democracy here. We just shouldn't have a meeting if we come in and vote on everything the same every time.
no, you're right.
But
You're right.
I just feel down in my heart it's wrong to double charge the citizens.
So we don't have a set amount of money we're gonna spend on the rides at this point,
I think it would probably be safe to say 20,000 for it.
really?
Yeah. But the board could also say,
We're gonna do a 20,000, we are going with the Ferris wheel.
well, it's all up in the air. Yeah, that's
So
part
the
of this
Ferris wheel
discussion.
more or less?
This Ferris wheel would be the most expensive rental item on the list. We could do just carnival type games that are, duck pond type things that are substantially less expensive.
Well, I think the rides, the kids enjoy the rides, and you can have the duck game, that's not for little kids and stuff, but the older kids, saying the preteens and teenagers like to ride rides. And like I said earlier, I'd rather having the teenagers there on the field where we have our law enforcement watching them and everything else than down here at one of our local parks, tearing stuff up or tearing people's houses up or busting people's cars out of windshields and stuff like that, Not that they do it, but there's always a chance.
I'm for the citizens of Ranlo also, but I'm also for the town. And whatever the board decides it's fine with me, but I think we just need to make sure that we're doing it for the right reason, and that is to keep the town. I didn't know, like I said, that there was towns that didn't charge.
Right. And we budgeted, Mr. Hanson came with the budget and we approved that budget
But
with
just,
the increase in the recreation for this cause.
just because it's there don't mean we have to spend it all.
You're correct on that. I didn't say spend it all, but we are to pay for the rides and let the citizens come ride. That's all I'm saying. Whether it costs $5,000, $20,000, $1,000, it ought to be free to the citizens that already paid for it.
but the vendors haven't.
Right. And like I said, there's some vendors out here, that's their full-time job, and maybe they come out to make a living. There's some craft vendors show up that sell 2 things, they show up every year for the festival.
So you think everything should just be free? Just come out and have a good time?
That's the way I see it, just come out and have a good time.
Nobody pays the town anything. This is the town's gift to the citizens.
I think it should be that. I think the citizens are, granted, the vendors are not gonna give free stuff away, but
Well, in times past, when they did do the armbands,
it was terrible.
it seemed like
It worked out
was
good.
crowded.
It
a lot of
was.
The
people
last
that
couple of
ride
times
around.
we done armbands, especially the last time, they sold armbands up till, they said the armbands were good till 5 o'clock. Well, they sold them up till 4:30. Somebody bought a $15 armband, and at 5 o'clock, they couldn't ride rides no more.
I had heard that last year was a bad time
was
for that.
as dirty can be, and we don't use that vendor no more.
Right.
But I just think it ought to be It already been
Two
free.
years ago? 2 years ago?
That was Rocky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Rocky.
Last year, that was.
That was,
I'm calling it out,
Larry,
you know, I
Larry.
ain't shaming nobody, but that was Rocky's Entertainment or whatever it's called.
He's in with Ranlo.
And-
Yeah.
He's in with Rocky.
So who are we dealing with this year?
TCS Amusements.
TCS Amusement. And what is their, I mean, do they have ticket booths and?
So I asked going into this, knowing that this conversation was coming, they said they policy doesn't, they could do either way. They could set up a ticket booth and charge, they could do free as it had been suggested, they can do either way.
Yeah.
That's why I
So
wanted
if
to
we
seek
did
some
do,
guidance.
if we did do charge, we could, give free tickets out to, the community, you know, if they come by the temporary town hall, they could get tickets, the community could.
That's a thought.
That's just gonna, I
Well,
mean,
why give out the tickets if everything's free?
yeah, why give out tickets? Why do that?
That's
'Cause
the
you're gonna have-
town, that's the residents of the town coming by, just like the senior adults had the hot dogs, they had to come by, not the senior adults, but the town had to come by and pick up, sign up for a ticket,
So the non-residents will have to pay.
would have to pay.
How you gonna patrol that? How you gonna police that?
Instead of giving tickets.
By
to
coming by the
You
town
gonna-
hall
you
and
gonna-
getting a ticket.
But you're gonna tell somebody pulls up with 3 little kids, that's happy as can be, they're gonna ride rides, and have to turn around and walk back off the ball field because they can't afford to pay for it, but they're wasting their gas driving up there to let their kids ride a ride, to have fun. This could be somebody's vacation, and this could be some of the kids' vacation, that one day. I mean, you smile and laugh about it, but I don't think it's funny.
I'm not laughing, I'm laughing at the scenarios that you're drawing. It seems like it's far-fetched.
Why is it far-fetched? You think there ain't people in this town living in poverty?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Well,
there's
okay
people
then.
in every
Well, I'm
town
saying,
living in
y'all can
poverty.
vote how you wanna vote, but I'm telling you how I'm voting, and I'm gonna stick to it whether it passes or not.
Yeah, all right, well, you know,
If we're gonna make a profit off of the town, citizens double dipping on them, then we are not even have one at all.
I would ask for.
okay, let's, let level heads prevail
I'm
here.
level.
Let's not get upset,
I'm not upset, I'm just telling you what I feel.
yeah, well, we heard you. And we're, you know, using the information that we're receiving from everybody and we're gonna make a decision. And that's all it is, inputs, that's all we're saying. And we have been, in times past, used armbands and people paid and we had a full venue of people waiting in line to ride the rides. I mean, I don't know what the situation would be on a free ride. I mean, I get it if it's just a little merry-go-rounds and it's just children, but if you get the
What's the
big
difference?
rides, the
What's the difference
Tentas,
whether it costs $1 or $20? You're still charging the citizen that just paid their taxes, the town of Ranlo, the 45 cents we charge, a portion of that taxes goes to supporting the recreation department, does it not? Okay, so you took a portion of the taxes, put it in the recreation, spend the recreation money on rides. And you say, all right, we know you paid your taxes, but here, we need another little bit from you. And I just don't agree with that. I mean, that's just my personal beliefs, and y'all can take it however you want to take it, and we'll move on with it. For the sake of time and for the sake of people here in the audience, I say let's
yeah.
make the motion, vote on it, and do what we gotta do, and just move
I have
on.
a question. Excuse me, I have a question. When it comes to these rides that we have there, is it their insurance for these rides or is it our insurance? Who covers the event if something happens on this ride?
Yeah,
You
so
know?
whenever we have any, if I may,
No, you go
whenever
ahead.
we have any vendors, like the bouncy houses or anything like that, they require insurance coverage, and it has to either meet or exceed whatever we have with the North Carolina League of Municipalities. So we screen that well before we get any vendors.
Okay, thank you. I just want to know. Will we open up our concession booth for this?
No.
No, I wouldn't agree to that because
Why
you
not
may,
open and
you
charge
may
them $5
direct.
hot dogs?
Yeah, why not?
Because
If you're gonna charge your vendors, you don't need to be in competition with them.
the concession stand is not ready to be opened up.
What, the concessions booth is not good?
It's not ready to be opened up. The grill's still in, it needs cleaning up and everything else. Where I'd serve a hot dog or hamburger to somebody, it's got to be inspected by, health department.
So we have this concession booth that's not, it's inoperable right now.
Yeah, it'll
Because it's been
be ready for
inoperable
fall.
for so long, the grill is rusted up.
It's been inoperable so long that the grill is rusted.
That's right. If you Google rusty grills, that's what that's what that grill looked like. I've been working behind it off to clean it off, I got it cleaned up, but I'm not gonna serve food until the health department inspects it and it's not ready. It's just, it's a lot of work to a grill, how you clean it and stuff.
And Commissioner Connor, Mayor, if I may, to add a point, I just want to make sure you remember too, I think it was a year or so ago when Commissioner Fowler was on the board, we and the board made a motion when we were discussing reopening the concession stand during what would have been last summer, not to open it as a town concession stand because that would require the food handlers course and staffing and all those things, that it would be open, and then if anybody, like for example, Commissioner Morton wanted to go operate privately out of that, then that would be the case. So the board had decided last year not to run town-specific, like food sales or anything like that out of the concession stand. So just want to make sure that was.
Thank you.
Well, then I think we need to find a way to get that off the records and let it be a town thing, because that's what the record, that's what the concession stand was for the town.
And that really just hinges on sale, right? That's kind of where we landed last time, and I think that was before maybe you had been on the board.
It was.
If we give away items, whether they're prepackaged or prepared, that is a separate lens of what the regulations oversee. If you begin charging, then you have all the other, prerequisite, essentially permits and food handler courses that have to be done beforehand. So that was the big difference. If there's sale, it's different than if we're just giving away chips or pizza.
I understand that.
Yeah, but just making sure you had all the information. So
I've spoken with Public Works Director C.J. Harper. He informed me too that there's a lot more issues to this concession stand that needs to be corrected too. So it's just not only the grill, it's the other things in there, like a fire hazard and stuff like that.
So there's, on a grill like that, I mean, recreation, facility needs to be updated and
It does.
maintained.
So we gotta decide, are we gonna have a nonprofit festival, or we're gonna have a festival we can make a profit?
Yeah.
Or at least offset some of the costs for the TCS amusement people. That will be in excess of maybe $20,000. Am I right?
yeah,
So we're looking at.
Yeah.
$20,000, okay.
So if anybody else wanna, insert some thoughts into this discussion before we, look at that, or maybe perhaps.
I think since it's late in the game and we have not charged vendors this year or nothing like that, I think we ought to go with giving the citizens the rides free this year. But we need to considerably next year really think about charging vendors and the festival next year, because, unless we get sponsors, since it's late in the game, and it's done about over with,
I can see that.
What kind of vendor fees have they done in the past?
Can I answer that?
yeah, it was before I was here anyway, so.
The nonprofit, like the churches, if they set up a booth, we didn't charge them. But the food people, we charged them $50. So it really wasn't a whole lot, but it was some.
That's not asking a lot, I don't.
and take
But
consideration
we're just
to,
trying to build it up, Robin, Commissioner, just trying to build it up to maybe next year, then we can go in a different direction as far as charging vendors. And I agree, we need to charge them. But next year, let's build it up this year, and then next year, we could charge them. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
and
step on you.
another thing too, the vendor has to, get their spot inspected at the ball field, but it's not as much as I thought, because they get it inspected, they got it for 45 days if they stay in Ranlo. So their certificate is good for
It's
$45.
$75 through the health department.
No,
to
ma'am,
pay.
I think it's 45.
It's 75, Don
75,
Chavis
yes.
told me,
Okay.
75, to the health department.
But it lasts 45 days, that certificate, as long as he's doing Ranlo events, so.
All right, so do we have a commissioner that would like to put this into a form of a
I'll make a
motion?
motion that we have the festival and do not charge the citizens or anybody for the festival this year, vendors or citizens.
Okay, we have a motion on the board. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second. Now, all in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's unanimous.
Can we amend that by saying next year we will look at it to charge?
We can handle that next year,
I
Kim.
think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was the motion mentioned this year, so what we could always do.
Well, it did
is-
say this year, but I didn't know whether that would go into the records
What we
this
could,
year.
what we could do too, maybe, tell me if I'm wrong, is when we go next year in January to approve the events calendar for 2026, we could also add during that approval, if there are any stipulations for vendors, or I could almost even come with the events calendar and just like a supplemental packet of like, here's gonna be the vendor policy this year for charges, here's gonna be, and then that can be discussed at the January meeting for 26.
So your motion was for this. This.
My motion for the citizens will be every year, but the vendors is whatever.
Well, I don't think it ought to be every year. That's what I'm saying.
Let's just get through
Can
this
we
year.
just do this year?
My motion is for this year, but next year my motion will be the same as this year for the
All right,
citizens.
okay,
Until I'm not elected again, my motion will be that until then.
okay.
Well,
All right, so next item on the agenda is coffee with commissioners date.
I can handle that too, if that's okay, Mr.
Okay,
Mayor.
would you?
This will just take a half a second. So while we're all sitting here, I know we all run different directions. We had done internally a coffee with commissioners morning where the mayor and the board come in and we have coffee with new staff. That was some of the requests. The board had given me, hey, we want to get to meet the new staff and, we feel like we don't know somebody if we're walking down the street and we see somebody. So I wanted to fire that back up. I wanted to see if August 26th at 10 a.m. is something that this board could do. And then what Commissioner Locklear and I talked about when we had a meeting last week was instead of having it be all staff and not really be an efficient way to get to know new folks, what we can do is between each coffee with commissioners, we could just have the new staff that had been hired, if any, since the previous period come in. That way it's a much more effective way to get to know the new staff. So August 26th at 10 a.m., if everybody's good with that.
What day of the week is that?
Tuesday.
I don't think it was a Thursday. I think it was a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Is this for citizens and staff?
It's just for internal, just staff. Yeah.
and that's at 6 o'clock,
I had you all
6
in
p.m.,
the same room, or 10 a.m. if that's possible.
10
And if you can't do that time, we can find something different.
We're just gonna be here.
Yeah, just in this room.
Wait a minute now, they working.
What we'll do, so we don't have to waste any time, just if that's a conflict,
That's
just
fine.
between, maybe it's now and the weekend, just let me know, and then I can text out if we want to make a change. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, so that don't need to be voted on. We can have a consensus. Next item, consideration of budget amendments, 25, 26.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. We okay with that?
Mr. Mayor, if Mr. Hanson has something he needs to discuss about all of them, I want to make a motion to vote on all of them at one time, for the second time. Unless there's anything pertinent that we need to discuss with us.
I could give a 10-second
That's fine.
for each one and
That's
then
fine.
vote on all of them.
That's fine.
So 25, 26.5, that is for the crane and utility truck. That was the vote that happened to, the original vote was for the approval of the purchasing of that expenditure. And what this is the transfer of the Powell Bill Fund balance money into the general operating budget for that money that has already been purchased. 25, 26.6. That is for the lodge sign replacement. This was something that was insurance money that came back in, but the thing was, it happened right at the end of June, July, so that money came in the new fiscal year, so this is just reappropriating it back to the new fiscal year. 7 was for the emergency sewer pump repair, so we had a sewer pump go out, and we have to have those running. If any sewer goes over or it's major fines with the state, and we also have to have one pump here as a redundancy. The state has told us that. So we made an emergency procurement out of the utility fund balance to replace that. It is up and running and everything is good with that. And then the final 1.8, the board had made the decision, I think it was last month or maybe the month before, in an effort to fix some of the issues that we had seen at the concession stand, to appropriate $10,000 for a seasonal part-time park attendant to work that Friday, Saturday, Sunday to make sure we were all good. So the board voted to approve that position. What this is bringing in that money, just kind of internal bookkeeping stuff into the general operating budget for this year. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the budget amendments.
I'll second.
We have a second, Mr. Connors, all in favor? So carried. All right, next item on the agenda is discussion of a bucket truck.
Sir, Mr. Mayor, I had a feeling you'd probably be interested in that one, huh? So if you don't mind, I'll take that one as well.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Yeah, so this was brought up, I know we have, our Public Works Director had heard from a local company that they were selling a bucket truck for $20,000, and I had spoken individually with some board members about, oh, we need this, we need that, so I was asked to make sure that we put it on the agenda for this month. So I wanted to say two important points about the bucket truck. One, currently our use for a bucket truck every fall and winter when we put up our Christmas lights, we have to borrow Mount Holly's, and we're kind of at the mercy of whenever Mount Holly has it available. They're always nice to us, but we don't have one currently that's ours. If we ever needed to get on top of a building, we have to borrow it as well. And then one of the things that we're going to try to roll out soon is getting new banners for our like kind of Spencer Mountain corridor to hang like Ranlo signs, or in the Christmas time, you know, Christmas tree type things. A lot of practical uses would come for it, or would come with it rather. So like I said, it's $20,000, and the thing about the bucket truck is that it can be a Powell bill expenditure. So this is not money that would come from ad valorem taxes from property owners here in town. This is money that would come from the state. In our fund balance, or our Powell bill fund balance right now, you can see it in our monthly expense reports. We have $890,000 in our Powell bill fund balance. So that's where that purchase could come from if the board sees fit. But I just want to make sure you had all the details, because I've talked to some folks about it individually and let the board discuss if that was something that the board was interested in procuring.
So if we did use it, procure out of the Powell bill, also could be recreation because of the Christmas lights, right?
Yeah, exactly. That we could be financed, or not financed, it could be funded out of the Powell bill fund balance. It wouldn't need to come from our general operating budget this year. It could come from Powell bill fund balance, of which we have $800-some thousand, and then we can use it every day.
We have some roads that need to be repaired also.
That's true. No, that's true. That's why I wanted to put it in front of the board.
Okay.
With this truck, the seller will provide training for our employees, right?
Say that one more time.
We'll provide training, proper
That's correct.
training for the employees in the bucket,
That's
so.
correct, Mayor Pro Tem.
So right now, we're operating out of Mount Holly's truck sometimes. And if an employee gets in and swings the bucket around in front of a tractor trailer truck, gets killed, or gets electrocuted, we have no documentation where they've been trained to use a bucket truck, correct?
Yes, sir.
Have to get the proper equipment for the bucket truck.
All right, so, do we have a motion to go one way or the other with the bucket truck?
I'll make a motion for
purchases.
We got a motion from who?
I'll second it.
Wade.
Wade, you make a motion?
Make a motion, we purchase it.
Purchase bucket truck, all right, we have a second
I'll
from
second it.
Mr. Laws, all right. All in favor? Everybody, I think it's, look at this side.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all was quick on the draw. All right, so we are 100%, thank you. All right, carried, so carried. Next item is discussion of emergency operations trailer. We canned that.
Table that.
We'll go to other business, the town manager's report.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, I'll make it very brief. So we have our Milltown Nights tomorrow. It should be it is our last of our summer series. So we hope to see everybody out at our Summer Bash, end of summer school restarting event. One other thing too, so we got an email from Facebook. As you know, we've live broadcast our videos on Facebook. We're obviously trying a new camera and microphone system tonight, so we'll go back and watch this, and hopefully it works out, and hopefully this is better for the viewers who are at home who are not here. But we did get an email from Facebook saying that they are changing their archiving policy, which means all of their videos that are anybody who has a page that has videos that are older than 30 days are going to be deleted at August 30th. And as you know, that is where all of our council meetings are. But have no fear, we sat down, our social media manager Reagan and I sat down, and we've devised a plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to download every video from all of our council meetings off of Facebook. We actually started a Town of Ranlo YouTube page. All of those are going to be uploaded to the Town of Ranlo YouTube page. That way, and YouTube's archiving policy is basically forever, like they'll never get rid of videos. So that's very safe, and that's where just about all of our neighbors have their videos. The only thing that will be a little bit different is I still want to give some continuity, if you will, to our residents. We will still broadcast our videos live on Facebook. We're not going to switch to live broadcasting on YouTube yet. Our folks know where to go on Facebook. I'm pointing this way, that's where my computer is. So we'll live broadcast on Facebook, and then our lovely clerk will, the following day, download the video off Facebook, put it on our YouTube channel for those that want to go rewatch the video. They can see it on Facebook for 30 days, or if they don't catch it in that time, they can go to our YouTube page. We'll put information out so everybody knows that. Any questions on that?
I do.
Yes.
I have a question. How far back are you going?
We're going as long as we
How
have
far do you
video.
have as far as a
I think
year?
the last video was 2020, I want to say is the oldest
2020?
video that we had. So we're going to put them all onto the YouTube channel. So just to reiterate, we'll still broadcast on Facebook. We'll just have our replays, if you will, over on YouTube. I mentioned Middletown Nights. I'm going to throw it over to our chiefs to bring some reports. Chief Lunsford is going to go first for the police report.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. The police department responded to 609 events last month. We issued 53 citations, 28 warrant citations. We made 9 arrests. Some of those calls included, we served 8 warrants, 5 stolen vehicles, 11 domestics, 3 death investigations, 9 civil disturbances, and 7 suicidal subjects. Our flock cameras had 156,161 cars passed, and we got 5 hits off those cameras. That's all I have.
Thanks, Chief.
Okay,
Here we go. One more
Yeah,
chief
one
here.
more?
Yeah.
Fire Chief.
Mayor,
Chief's in the
Council.
room.
Just a quick rundown for Ranlo. We run 64 calls in the month of July. 23 EMS calls, 3 structure fires, 4 fire alarms, 3 MVCs, 9 service calls, 10 false alarms, 2 vehicle fires. Outside fire, we ran 6. We assisted PD with 1 call and 3 hazmat incidents. One thing I'd like to do, I'd like to thank the commissioners for approving what y'all approved for the Middletown Nights this past one. It was awesome with the fireworks show. A bunch of people was very pleased. The car show was a big hit. I enjoyed that. So y'all done a phenomenal job. So thank y'all for that. Other thing I'd like to do is I'd like to thank Chief Lunsford and the officers for what they done for National Night Out. Even though everybody else canceled, they continued and had a great success out of it. So I want to thank them for what they do. That's all I have.
Now, you guys have been clearing some trees too, haven't you?
We've been busy. We were on his incident tonight for about 4 hours.
Yeah, and around the mountain.
Around the mountain as well, so
Clearing some
we've
trees.
been a little busy. So,
I appreciate that.
no problem.
That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
All right, on the MPO meeting, I was out of town and was unable to attend, but Ms. Locklear went, so I'm gonna let her give the report on the MPO meeting.
We had a good meeting. This was our July meeting, and really wasn't any decisive things talked about or voted on. We did talk about the 3 counties forming a safety target committee, but there was just discussion. There was nothing else done. We also talked about widening the 85 from Laurel to Gastonia, but there was nothing decisive made. It was just discussion. I was out of there in 30 minutes, and I like meetings like that.
So they're still getting the right-of-ways procured
Right.
before the actual grading starts taking place. Okay. Anybody from the board? You got a commissioner who
I
wants
do.
to speak? All right, Doug?
I'd like to address some misinformation heard and seen on the famous Ranlo chatter page. Provide some clarity on, and some correct information. First off, a lot of people says we should be annexing the Gastonia, thought it'd be cheaper. Let's give you some fees right here, okay? Residents here in Ranlo, town Ranlo, we pay 45 cents per 100 on taxes, plus 59 cent Gaston County tax. Gastonia, you pay 47 cents on 100 plus 59 cent Gastonia tax. Ranlo residents pay $12 for trash pickup. Gastonia pays $14. If you're a business, it's $24 for trash pickup, $30.50 for Gastonia. Gastonia charges electronic curbside pickup, $25. Ranlo does not. Gastonia charges $8 a tire for pickup. Ranlo does not. Yard waste. Gastonia for 4.5 cubic yards is $25. For 9 to 13 cubic yards, it's $50. Anything above 13 is $75. Ranlo charges nothing for that. It's in with your normal trash pickup. Leaf collections, $25 Gastonia, Ranlo pays nothing. Bulk pickup,
They don't pick them up at a certain time of the year.
right, they do it, there is a season for it, that's right. But if you call and say you have them out there, they would make a trip and do it, Gastonia would not.
Oh,
And,
all season?
if you call Mr. Hanson and put in a request, I'm sure he'd make every effort to make the request fulfilled if it's doable. Bulk pickup, we do it free once a month. Gastonia picks up twice a year, any other time you pay for it. Stormwater fees, we was all talking about, ours is $1.80. Gastonia is $5. Tag fees that you pay at DMV, ours is $5, Gastonia is $30. Any kind of new connect fees is $15 here in Ranlo. Gastonia's application fee is $20. The late fee here is $5. Late fee at Gastonia is $5 plus 1.5% of your last bill. There's an administration fee added when you place on the cutoff list, $25 for Gastonia. Ranlo's is nothing. Same day service, if your water gets cut off and they come back and cut it on, you pay additional $40. Ranlo pays nothing. Return check fee is $35. Return check fee for Ranlo is $30. Meter rereads, if your meter needs to be reread, Gastonia charges you $25. Ranlo does not charge you anything. That's just some of the rates here, and I got more rates here if y'all want to see them. You can schedule an appointment, meet me and Mr. Hanson or me anytime you want to, and if I'm available, I will meet with you and show you these. But that's just some of the things they say that Gastonia is cheaper, which is proven they're not. The services we get in the town of Ranlo. That if you oversleep one morning and leave your trash can inside your house and take it out after the trash man comes, you call town hall and say, they missed my trash or I didn't get it out in time, they'll make a special trip to get your trash. Gastonia will not. And if you ever had them not come and get you, you need to talk to Mr. Hanson about that. The fire department, Ranlo Fire Department, is not an affiliation with the town of Ranlo. We're contracted through the town of Ranlo. We're not a municipal fire department. The town of Ranlo budget did not pay for their fire department. No money came out of the town of Ranlo's general fund or anything to pay for that fire department. It all comes out of that 59-cent tax you pay to Gaston County. The old town hall. The building was condemned by engineers and the building inspector for Gaston County. There was no way to remodel it. Somebody said we should have remodeled it. We tried. We made an attempt to get Ramjack come in, jack the walls up and everything else, and they failed. They was told to get out of the building. And so we did. And the water rates in this town, water and sewer rates in this town does not pay for the town hall. No money comes out of the water, sewer, utility fund to pay for nothing but water and sewer. We can't use that fund for anything else. Get that straight. And the purchasing system about the water bills going up. We did go up 5% on water, 5% on sewer. Because Two Rivers went up 5% on water, 5% on sewer. And that's gonna happen for the next 3 years, or next 2 years, counting this year, it'll be 3. We chose to go up a little at a time. Instead of putting the full bang on the customer all at once, we chose to go up gradually every year. And that'll be for 3 years. And after that, we don't know what Two Rivers is gonna do to us. They hold us in a monopoly. We made a discussion about opening our water plant one time, years past, and the state would not allow it. We hold a permit to open a water plant, but the state denies any construction on a water plant unless you're using it for multiple cities. If we had multiple towns say, all right, we'll join with you to open a water plant, they would allow that. We tried that. It was turned down by Dallas, Stanley, Louisville. They chose to go their own routes to get water from Gastonia or Mount Holly. So fix that. And The enterprise fund has a set fund. There's no charges, no changes made. If we made no changes in the water bill, as far as going up, in 3 years, we'll be running a $159,000 deficit. That means we'll be in a hole for that. And taxes, as far as Ranlo's got the highest taxes in the world. Ranlo went up on my taxes 3 years ago. Ranlo did not go up on their taxes 3 years ago. Ranlo was 50 cents 3 years ago. We went down 5 cents. Gaston County done a reevaluation, went up on your property tax. That has nothing to do with town Ranlo. We don't do the revals. Gaston does. We went down 5 cents. So just to clear that up, it's all in writing. It's all up here. And as far as commissioners padding their pockets with the town money, we can assure you, Ms. Reagan Day, Mr. Hanson can pull up the financial report and show you for every penny comes in and every penny goes out. It's accounted for. If I had all the money that people said I put in my pocket, I wouldn't be living in the house I live in now. I'm going to tell you that right now. So let's clear that up. And half the people that respond on chatter don't even live in Ranlo. And half of them I applaud the people that put their names on their comments. People hide behind anonymous means absolutely nothing to me. Because if you're too big of a coward to show your name, then it means nothing to me. You know, your comment is void to me. I respect the person that puts their name on it, whether it's talking about me. I'm a grown man, I can handle it. You can talk about, as long as you don't talk about my mama or my family, you're good to go. I won't respond negative to you. I'll give you the answers. And the most time giving the answers gets more negative comments back to it, because they don't want to know the answers. They want to comment on them. So that's my feel on Ranlo chatter and all the misinformation that comes out on it. So I'll end with that. And like I said, if you want to see all the rates, you want to see where all the money goes, we're the most transparent that we've been in 4 years. I mean, the last 4 years, we have been the most transparent that we ever been in the town of Ranlo's history. We had nothing. We're not broke. Grants. We got grants to do water lines. We got grants to do South Ranlo, which is Branch Street, Redland, East Long, Spencer Mountain, or not Spencer Avenue, but Ranlo Avenue, Love Street, 2nd Street. That grant's going out for bids now. When you get issued a grant, it just don't happen overnight. You don't get the money and drop a shovel the next day. You gotta go through engineering processes. You gotta get easements on property to put fire hydrants, to put the water line in. It takes a process. If we got the money and dropped it in the ground the next day, it won't be worth 10 cents because we'll be back there the next 3 days fixing it, because we just done a fly-by-night service, come in and put it in. And the Crestwood neighborhood, which is over off of Monterey Park and Judith Hill Lane, all that, they're getting ready to go out for bids. We got a grant for a second interconnect for the town. That we're gonna have water coming in from that side of the city also. So if something was to happen to Laurel Road meter, that we get the water from the city, if it fails, we still have water in the town. With the new water lines going in, there'll be valves put on each street. So if a line blows out on your street or your neighbor's street, instead of cutting off the whole neighborhood, we can isolate that one street to the water field. And that's just things that people don't want you to know. They want to spread misinformation to jerk people's nerve up and get people talking and saying things that's not really true. Like I said, you call town hall and ask for me, leave me a message and I'll call you back. I'll meet with you if I'm not at work. I mean, that's like I said earlier, I'm here to represent the people that voted for me and the people that didn't vote for me. I'm still representing you as a commissioner of the town. And I'm out for your best interest, whether you think it is or not, but I am. And I believe the rest of the board is out for your best interest, so I'm sure they feel the same way I do. If you want to meet with one of us, you call and get an appointment, or we can work an appointment out together and we'll sit down and meet with you. And that's all I'm done with my speech, and I thank y'all for listening, and I hope this gets shared on Ranlo Chatter so all of them can see it too.
I got
Thank
something to say.
Okay,
You know, usually our policemen get dogged, but I got a praise report. A member of my family needed some help. One of the police officers went out, Workman, gave them some really good information, and then they also got more good information from the chief. So, you know, we don't give them credit. We just say bad things about them, but we got good guys.
Exactly.
We don't say anything bad about them. I've not heard anybody on this board say anything bad about
Well,
the
no,
police
but
officers
we're
or the
not
fire
the whole
department or the
board, so-
public works. You're doing a great job. doing a great job. That's what makes being in a small town so special. You know, you can pick up the phone and I can just call Lunsford, or I can reach out and, hey, I got this issue, or I can go out and see them picking up the trees that fall over, they're getting, Public Works is getting the branches out of the street and all that. And you can go out and have a conversation with them, and they recognize you, and they're talking to you. That's what makes a small town so great, you know, and, as a board, we have shown time and time again how much we appreciate what everybody is doing, highly appreciate it, as well as we appreciate our citizens and we care about our citizens.
I thank y'all for coming tonight. I wish this place was full. You know, this is where you get your information at, not on the internet. Facebook, Ranlo Chatter is not an official Town of Ranlo page. Okay, and so, and also I left one thing out I was gonna say. Everybody says we don't have a post office. Well, Mr. Hanson was working with, trying to get federal funding and a plan to put a post office in Ranlo. And the federal government said, absolutely not. We're shutting down post offices. So they're doing away with post offices. So they won't allow us to build one here if we want to build one here. So that clears that up too, so.
And I checked too, when I was on the board before, and they told me the same thing. There wouldn't be a post office in Ranlo.
But again, thank y'all for coming.
Ronnie, have you anything to say?
That would all sound pretty good to me.
Yeah, all right, Wade, you got anything to say?
No, it sound good, sound great.
Yeah, I think we're a well-oiled machine, this little town is running real well. Got some good people in place, and I'm proud of it. I love coming up Ranlo Parkway, better known as Spencer Mountain Road. That's the way to come into this town if you really want to.
I'm glad you mentioned Spencer Mountain Road. Potholes. DMV has got a site you go to report potholes. The town of Ranlo does not own Spencer Mountain Road. It is a state-owned road, and they don't want us working on their roads. If we just go out there and fix one pothole, then the state would never come out here and fix another one.
Is that why they haven't fixed them?
They don't fit, no, they don't.
Yeah, you fix it,
We
you
put-
own
And
it.
if you can't get a response from the DOT website, call, Representative Colbert, John Colbert. He'll make things happen. Cause I've called him for Colbert, yeah. I've called him before and he made things happen for potholes on Spencer Mountain Road, because we dealt with this before.
We need to call it about the one in front of the Kingsway up
Yeah,
there.
all of
That's
us, every time it
like
rains, the pothole forms on Spencer Mountain Road. They'll come out and put coal patch in it, and next rain washes it out.
All right.
Supposedly they're gonna pave it in
Let's
26 or
proceed.
27.
Is all minds clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, I entertain a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
According to CS 143-318.11, parentheses 5.
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion. We have a second. All in favor?
And Mr. Mayor, also just for the folks who are here, we've changed our procedure. If you haven't been here, the mayor and board, we go into a separate room for closed session, so you're welcome to stay here. I will mute the microphone, but the camera will still be on.
Take notes while you're next to it. I would entertain a motion to come out of closed session.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Any decisions to be made out of closed session? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make such a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor of adjournment? Meeting is now closed.
9:30, hell yeah.